It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. We're going to be talking about Tower of Sweet Chaos Tray 136, the first tray that you could not use any treasures, and that you only have a maximum of 3 epic or plus cookies, which means epic, legendary, and ancient. The two most essential cookies in this build out of everyone else is going to be cotton and pumpkin pie, because cotton and pumpkin pie both summon additional bodies to the field that act as defensive meat shields in the front, more or less. And it gives time for your back end to help with the healing, and of course your front end to deal all the damage to the oncoming enemy waves. So the reason I chose Seafarer here, great stuns, great overall damage output, going to be great in a lot of situations for the damage that she's going to be doing. If you do not have Seafarer, I would recommend Dark Cacao. If you do not have Dark Cacao, I would say you could run with Sorbet. If you do not have Sorbet, then you could run with Latte Cookie. If you do not have Latte Cookie, you could do Espresso Cookie. There's a lot of different DPS units you could run in the front, but the main two that have to be there are Pumpkin Pie and Cotton. Otherwise, you probably will have some issues struggling, because since your treasures have no effect here, you have to rely specifically on your lab upgrades, your cookie bonds, and your toppings. Anything that's not in line otherwise, you're going to have a lot of struggles. The only other way you could potentially get away with not getting pumpkin pie and cotton cookie is that if you had one of the other replacements have a really high damage resistance that would take the front line, so that your damage unit would be in the mid row. That's about the only other way you could run it. I chose custard and clover cookie as our healing back ends, since they are another form of regeneration for our units and our cookies and our summoned creatures, just to give us the best chances of survival. And as you can see, we're not even to the power level of the enemy wave, so it will be a close battle since the treasures keep us lowered down, but we're going to give it our all and show you what we got. But once again, the summons from Pumpkin Pie and the sheep from Cotton, they're really the main core piece here. And as you can see, the first wave gets the jump on us because we don't have time to get our enemy people out to start. But Clover and Custard get the heals going really well as Cotton. And then now we've got Pumpkin Pie's pom-pom out, and we've got the sheep rolling. So now we've got a steady flow that's keeping us safe without any of our cookies specifically getting damaged. And so that's a really helpful piece. Not to mention the stun that comes from pom-pom and the stun that comes from the sheep when they first impact. And there is tray 136 beaten. There are some other alternatives that I've seen on the internet that can help you if you don't have some of the higher legendaries and ancients too. But this is an effective team. You just have to have some good attack stats, some good damage resistance stats, and you have to have some good cooldown, especially on the healing cookies, so that way on that initial attack you don't lose all your cookies. Because if you don't have damage resistance and good cooldown, that first attack, you're going to lose like half your team. And then you're, granted, you can beat the tray with one cookie and it still counts, but you're going to need at least the 3 epics to get through to be able to take this on. If you guys have comments or opinions, I'd love to hear them. Any teams you specifically use, I'd love to see it too. Other than that, thank you so much for stopping by.